everyone, Zoe from JAZ Trading here. I promised everyone a video of our Conzooka, which is our Confetti Applicator gun. Original design by Chris Adamo from Balloons Online. There was a bit of talk about this on the Australian Balloon Decorators Facebook page, and my stepdad actually happened to be on holidays at the time and decided to have a little project and make a few. So this is our version with blessing from Chris. Thank you, Chris. And we just gave it a cute little name and called it a Conzooka. Sprayed it black so it looked a little less like plumbing pipe, which is actually what it is. And this is an instructional video for you to show you and maybe give you a hand on getting a great coverage and easy application of confetti in 3-foot latex balloons. Okay, so to start us off, I've chosen 3 centimetre metallic gold confetti for our video today. A lot of balloon decorators weigh their confetti. This is around about 40 grams, so it's quite a lot. It'll give us a really quite full coverage. So the idea of the Conzooka, the confetti applicator, is that the confetti actually sits in the bottom part here. So we can actually screw this off, and I'll show you that in a minute. And the idea is that as we inflate the balloon through this way, the confetti actually stays in the canister, so that once we get it to the desired size, we can actually evenly distribute the confetti without it blowing through the confetti cannon. So what we're going to do, or confetti applicator, so what we're going to do is we're just going to screw this off. Screws off really easily. You can use a funnel if you like, but I actually find it quite easy to just put the confetti straight into the canister. So if you had used confetti previously, great tip on Chris's video, which you'll find on YouTube, is that just to make sure that all of the confetti from the previous application has been blown out, especially in this case where we're just using gold, we wouldn't want to see, you know, any sort of pink or purple or something left over from the last job that sneaks its way into our balloons. So we'll just finish that off there, get the rest of that in, and then this just simply screws back on here, and the confetti is just all sitting there in the bottom. Okay, so now that our confetti is in the canister of our Conzooka, we're going to get our 90 centimetre diamond clear latex balloon and put high float in it. So we have tried it with a various amount of high float, and as per Chris's recommendations, we started off with a small amount and actually ended up with a bit more, which gave us a more even coverage. So I'm just going to put that on in the attempt of trying not to get too much in the neck. I'm just using the little retail pack because I just happen to have that open at the moment. I'm sure you'll all be using the larger 2-litre bottle. But in this case, for the retail pack, a full pump is equivalent to a 28 centimetre. So I have actually tested this, and about 3 pumps, so about the equivalent of 3 28 centimetres, is about enough to give us the coverage that we need. So now that the high float's in, the idea is that we need to distribute as evenly as possible without heating up the high float too much, and just taking the time to work it gently will allow us to have a greater coverage of confetti, and especially in this case where we're actually using quite a large amount of confetti. We want to make sure that, you know, it's not too patchy, because it will actually show the patchiness with the coverage, as opposed to when you're using a smaller amount of confetti and you sort of want that space in between your confetti. So that's quite a good coverage. We haven't worked it too hard to heat it up too much. So now we'll just put our high float aside and come back to our Conzooka, and the latex is actually coming over this end here. So the size of the pipe at this end will fit the 90 centimetre. We've actually tested it all the way down to a 40 centimetre, so even the neck of the 40 centimetre latex will actually fit over this end of the pipe. So I'm just going to hold it between my legs and pull the neck down as much as you can, and then just put it over the pipe. There we go. And then we're ready to go. Okay, so now we're at the point where we've got the confetti in our canister, we've got our high floated 90 centimeter latex on the end of the Conzooka, and we're going to inflate it about halfway to start with. Now what we've got at the end is we've got a rubber stopper with a hole in it, and we have allowed with the stopper to accommodate whatever piece of equipment you have. So I'm using a Precision Plus dual regulator with a push valve on the end. Now the push valve fits perfectly into the hole in the rubber stopper. If you have an economy tilt valve regulator, you can also use this. So the regulator tip goes straight into the hole and you can use the tilt valve mechanism. And if you have a inflation machine, you know, like a Conwin DSSS or the equivalent, and you have a hose, then you could also use the hose. So we wanted to make sure that you could use the Conzooka regardless of what type of regulator or inflator you were using. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop the Conzooka on the end of our push valve, and we're going to inflate to about halfway. Okay, so because they're holding on to the Conzooka, we've got one spare hand, and we want to be able to take the Conzooka off to start distributing the confetti. We've actually got a shut-off valve here, so whilst the Conzooka is still on the regulator, which the rubber stopper is stopping the air from escaping currently, you can just turn the valve, and then when we take it off, we're stopping the air or the helium from escaping out through the Conzooka, which allows us to tip the Conzooka up and start applying the confetti. And we can do it gradually. So we're controlling the amount of coverage that is going into the balloon. Like I said, this is a really large amount of confetti. And others would probably be slightly more gentle with their 90 centimeter latex, but it's pretty forgiving, especially at this size where it's still underinflated. So we've still got some patchy gaps, but our coverage all in all is pretty good. And we still have some confetti left in our canister. So we're going to pop this back on. We're going to turn our valve off and then keep inflating. And then once again, turn that valve. Shut that valve off and take our Conzooka off. So we've got a little bit of confetti left in our canister. And what we want to do is just get that out and then bring that to the bottom and try and fill up some of those gaps that we've got. Okay, so then when we're ready and we're happy with our coverage, at this point we're just going to work the neck of the balloon up to the end, just so we don't put too much stress on it. And I've inflated it to around about 75 centimeters. I haven't got my slide and size here, but just by eye. And if there's any, little bits still floating around, you can work it around into a high float. So we could put a little bit more in that helium if we wanted to, make it a bit bigger, but I'm quite happy with that. So let's tie it off. And there we have some beautiful coverage and a really easy and effective way using our Conzooka of creating a beautiful large confetti balloon. So there we have it, our completed confetti balloon using our Conzooka. I hope that the video of how to use the confetti applicator helps you to be able to create this beautiful easy coverage in a 90cm confetti balloon. And if you've got any questions, by all means contact me at JAZ Trading. Thanks everyone, bye.